C lun nh and theo being leng m turn dh m nh that as seeth enian y seng sao va thy turn dh tmp high low ing y kier icnc tysen cnnkuc leng geet icnk them mount ngi them mount pan bo m and to n v mount ktmpll and vcn ki n I n shine icnc tysen cu ta t to n and te levi now jing eng pp nh that mint di cheng ta kt lun kchieng cnngi seng cncgci cha aiti kim tra tnh kchieng and I turk c TMP2ECCD eng EUG Elgan Li VCeng and CU Ta Kchieng CH and Seeth LM Chvion Na Chiji SPX Katern DH and Y Chvu BC Enter Ushik TMP Elgan Kasiu that SL Ku NH NHHN C Chut Che GU Ni S High TMP Lin NIITeng BC Mount Sich CM NHL Sich TNTI LNU Low I Die TI Turn DHNG2NGI H Trong Lang CNGBT Usui Than CM Thine HEG Li TMP NICN TMPN ICN KCHI IGI Lengeeth KCHeng H2AC YCN LCV Thut NHEGTIVC YC Me Quan HHPH NHCYGI PL Phi Mang NCY KCHeng CN Thit Phi LM Vi Li NIVC Leng So gi die, bicho turn Lin Mangvik, and bicho HC sich kier, tur, n, trong uc zut, hin, rt, ni, sui ngh, hn hum, na lm cho c, ai li kchieng, mun, cho mnh mount nh, sang vi c len, ncivn, choth bung bceder chin, vi mhc sich kier, vgn, nka nhc leng, quit vn in tham kokin cchc sich, tdhn, hngh, C leng va m ka bcvo va ngh k by gimnh phythic scn cuy to me agi niu hmhc sich thy c leng vith menger kai on bnh nan cheng mc iti ra la m cheng mount ai quan tm ngib bao ceng sc la nv mhc sich that alin toot ku by gi cheng to c thin re CNNH and IVTNH could be NH Trong Leng CHT7 Ving. Seeth DI Mount High Re High Dip Tu Thi and Ength NHV. S Eng Nabo CCMT Shik Cho Be an HCTC Sen Obi Eng Me NGI LM Theno Re. Teeth NHV Va Nai Vi Ming B NH Turin Te Va P Eng NH Cbit CCB NHC CNC Me NYPZ PVDV Re. Cho N by GI Me Seeth C Mount T. New BTH Phi ILM Vic D Tri Len HK Chieng LM Ni Dip Tu Thi and Cieng and I Tip Likuth NHVCVICIH NHEG VCeng Cthes C Cook VXG and N Hu Ku Kchieng Cu Ta Va NHN Sang My CID Akon Cieng NM DT Cieng BTGIC Leith Dith M Lane Trong Leng CCM Thy BTLC Vi MHC Sich So Mount High Sui NGH C Lee CCN Phi NGH Sich Ku NH BTC NH Thmi Seeth Nui Seng CCM Trong Thi Mount My HC Sich Kier So NHT and Trong CITIM C Leng Mang Vienth SAOCT to NNH Vi C Leng Cheng M Ho N to N Kchieng No TNC and Kchieng Bit NGI Ming M N I T C Leng Len and H Kchieng No Bang RTD BBH TNTU Thi and LCNY EU HNHCG NGI LNG Me NGI CGG VD Qua NHG VAM NYCing Mishin to C Leng Te Term DH Cheng Ta Kchieng I Hi Niu HN TU Thi and Tip TCPAN THT NHNH Cheng Ta Kchieng C Seng NHNGI TLCTCMEC I Kimvik and Na and Jeeth NHV and TNHC Sich Leng I'm NGI Co NGI NHV Li Ki Sang Eng NHVC Leng C Leng VC Seeth and Dai Bicho Term DH H Eng Liu Seeth NHNY Choj Eng MC Eng VO Trong Niter in KCHeng DNT HTCeng C M Cheng M Seeth GIPNY LM Vic Mount TNNG N Ithlin H Theo Eng DGHN HN Cieng 6 Ki Ni VOCIG Cheng Ta Kchieng NGCU and YC Leng to TM High HDMP ZCCU Kh CXA by H Thel M SAO Seeth So SNH DGHN HN LMG I could be NZI Ki Ni and LBN then could DGHN HN Quan HNY Kchieng So SNHC HN Na CCMYUC Kathet Chui and Menri LC and RTGE C Leng GG CNCCCUV2 PANBNY 6K Ni and VDG HN. It is not as likely as Yang Shin Han and 6 boy came to me begging. Please try a few more times. Please let us into the shelter. You're my aunt, there's a way. She is sweating profusely. I find it hard to talk to my students. I'm going to move to Zhang Yi's shelter. You think in the current situation, leaving all the students to go to the shelter. I can't say it out loud. Move the scene to 3 days later. Zhang Yi just put it on. Special clothes that can, of course, be made. I asked 6 possibilities. That's right, we have a way to fix it. The outside wall is not. She thought and replied to Trong Yi. During construction, this wall is pouring concrete directly. It will be difficult to repair now. But if you take the time, it doesn't matter. 6. I find it a little difficult to speak. It's just that the materials needed are more complicated. The young man was wearing cold gloves. Make a list of the materials you need. Then, we're going to look at building materials companies. In the inner city, watch SAO. 6 likely to raise your hand to obey, with a very happy face. Yes, the CA today. Trong translated with the words fat back to the Tay Sun base. The car is speeding along the road. The word fat reveals something. From fat to Trong Yi. Old man, I feel the flower is something different. One hand stroked the flower and asked oh. It's different at what point? But that's just the feeling of fat. He himself can't be sure. I can't explain it. It's just a kind of feeling. There seems to be some magical change that's happened. Swinging back stroking Hoa Hoa's chin. It made him laugh for a few hours. Seems to understand the meaning of fat. They say it's natural. Trong Yi thought silently, although I don't know the principle yet. But among mutants, some have the ability to assimilate. For example, Lam Feng and flowers all can devour the power of others. Last time, the flower swallowed a lot of other people. Now, its capabilities are much stronger. But how specific is that? We can only know after the fight. The epidemic is thinking. Yang Xin called to inquire about this situation. Brother, have you been to the Tay Sun base now? Zhang Yi replied yet. It's probably only halfway there. While Zhang Yi and everyone went out to work, at home, I started to learn more about other forces. With the level of information technology of Han, it's not that hard. When there is another discovery, immediately call Trong Yi. There's something I just found out that I need to report back to you. The young man is eager to speak. Listen carefully. Seriously get into the matter. Topic you. Get information about other major armed forces in Tianhai City. I'm even more impatient to hear this. Let's keep talking. Hun said again. According to news from Tay Sun base, all over Tianhai City, there's a total of 4 major militarized shelters. In turn in the areas of Taisen, Than, Yangsheng and Million Dance. These places, it was completed many years ago and continuously maintained. The purpose of existence is to deal with war, sudden explosions and natural disasters. According to news from Tay Sun base, 3 other shelters also have emergency shelter, underground majestic, large arsenal, and large stock supplies. Listen to here. The doctor remembered the previous information. I have collected 10. You already know these things. There were rumors online. I've also taken a few pictures. The driver just drove and asked. That means outside the Tay Sun Ra base, Tianhai City, there are 3 other major armed forces, right? I'm driving and giving you an analysis. Except Wu, Than government. These areas, it's a long way from our protective base. But now, we can't guarantee. They have no intention of expanding their power to Tay Sun and Jiang Highway. But now, Hun is talking again, not out there. There's also a special power. In the Tianfeng areas, Lam School has gathered a large population, become a force that cannot be disregarded. It's just that the records aren't very detailed. Listen to this. Zhang Yi didn't feel very surprised either. Because before young people, I also learned a lot about the city. The epidemic casually replied, that's not surprising either. The city of Tianhai is so populous. There are only a few 10 forces. Separation is also normal. Maybe they didn't even know each other existed. Don't forget to give a compliment. You're doing great. The information provided by you is very helpful. Glad to hear your brother's praise. The pleasure of smiling. It seems that your work is well worth it. My brother will continue to gather news about them. I will report the details to you when you return. I've been sitting in the car, listening to the talk of Trong Yi and Han. From the fat on the face, there was anxiety. He muttered. Other armed forces in Tianhai City. It's about the same size as the Taesun base. It's hard. I hope they don't target us. The liver of the word is fat as a mouse. Then immediately say, that's just what we can predict. The car is speeding along the road. Go to the Taesun base. Young people continue to analyze. Let fat understand the problem. At present, the population of Tianhai City has decreased by at least 90%. Enough resources divided. As long as we don't actively provoke them, we believe there will be no conflict. This part, the view, is also starting to feel bad. I still feel that very soon we will meet them. From fat is gnawing fear. Listen to the view, say more. There is more insecurity in my heart. Only our main is extremely calm. The young man looked at the view, and the word fat says a solid sentence. What will happen later, who knows? But I only know one thing. As long as we're strong enough, no one's going to mess with us. After explaining Cho from fat, the view understands the problem. The car also arrived at the Taesun base. Let's hurry up. We're going to Taesun base. Take all your weapons. 3 people quickly got out of the car. They were flying towards the Taesun base. He was running and always urging the view, and from fat quickly. Let's talk about a few minutes ago. At the Taesun base, 2 groups of people also came here. Both groups are fully armed. It seems that their purpose is here. It's no different than Trong Yi. They also come to search for the remains of the Taesun base. The purple-haired man crossed his arms and spoke to the enemy. The entrance to this place is completely blocked by the rubble. It seems like it's very difficult for us to get in from this side. The red-haired man replied, who would have expected this place to be destroyed by a missile. I don't know what the seniors did, but I'm guilty of the large area above. Consider him worth it. The purple-haired guy seems very happy. The Taesun base was destroyed. He casually continued, the man is always proud. There is this kind of consequence that he gets himself. Yes, but the redhead, I felt 7 hopes when I came here. You can't get inside. He raised his hand in appreciation. Finally missed a trip. Purple hair name glance. Look at the wreckage that's blocking right at the entrance. To whisper. It takes a lot of work to clean this up. And the command center is far away. I can't summon people for the time being. He looked at the Taesun base and thought, even when destroyed, Taesun base is still a fat bait. You just need to be able to open this passage and get inside. It's possible to get a lot of the remaining resources. The red-haired man seemed to understand Kier's intentions. Whether you can harness the power of the powerless, open this entrance. But with so many resources, you guys are going to ship it back to the Tiangwu port base. Your base is about 200 kilometers away. Across the entire Tianhai city, purple hair name sighed. What we can't do. Can you do it? The red-haired man turned around and said, we didn't have hope. Come here this time, just to confirm whether the Taesun base exists or not. The red hair continued. They now know that everyone is dead. This is the best news for us. As he spoke, he walked to the wreckage and continued his analysis. You look at the other 2 bases. They're smart. I don't waste too much time here. It's not true. They're the closest to this place. Maybe they came to check it out. But maybe, just like we can't get inside. So let's go back to the hands. Sorry, so sorry. This time, the base was destroyed. But this area, the base of the Wu dynasty, is unfathomable. It was just luck for the 2 bases. Yang Sheng and Sheng. If they get this place, you can slowly clean up, collect the supplies of Taesun base. Then their power will soar to the sky. I heard this from the captain of the snowflake. Name of captain of bar dance base. The black man looked at him again. You're trying to divide the world. The Kia replied, you know, everyone's a good person, right? Until then, it's all based on talent. In survival situations, AI doesn't need to, must be high. At the last minute, it's only my purge. Back to the present moment. Zhang Yi. The view is hiding behind two large rocks. Then silently observe. I saw people armed with guns, talking ahead. Trong Yi immediately said, there are probably people from other bases. We're wearing commando uniforms of the Tay Sun base. They will not be considered an enemy immediately. Looking at the people there, I can't help but wonder. I don't know if there are other forces that Yang Xin talked about or not. He rolled his eyes in the spring and continued. It's hard to say exactly. It could also be nearby survivors. Raise your hand and signal to everyone. Wait a minute. We'll get a little closer and see what the situation is. You shouldn't do that for a while. Then Trong translated together from Spring Lightning to the others and Uncle View. I saw the sign on Zhang Yi's shirt. Name of captain of the Wu Dynasty base. It's a little surprising. That sign is. After looking closely and confirming, then he whispered. He's from the Tay Sun base. While the soldiers raised their guns to the defense. Name of captain of the court base. Look at Zhang's people. I still think about it. Everyone here has gone to sell salt. I can't believe there are still survivors. Because he was wearing the uniform of the Tay Sun base. Trong Yi deliberately pretending to be a person of the Tay Sun base. I asked the two captains. What are you doing here? Or want to confront our Tay Sun? The captain's name was Snowspear and he explained. Don't get me wrong, we're just here to see the excitement. The Snow White religion has always respected peace. They don't want to be in conflict with any power. Then he gave a sign for the soldiers to come back. The captain of the snowflake looked back and said, you two have something to say. Let's just be one step ahead. The captain chose to leave and not confront Zhang Yi. It seems like a wise choice. Because in his head, he thought, I don't want to get involved in a base war. You can't get in anyway. Provocation is useless. What is good will not make up for what is lost. The choice is better. While the Kier left, the captain's name, the Wu dynasty remained against Tay Ra Liang and Trong Yi. He thought the Trong Yi group, it's just a bunch of remnants of the Tay Sun base. The captain's voice cracked. The Tay Sun base is not destroyed now. The remnants of the Tay Sun army. You dare to talk nonsense here. I heard him call himself the Tay Sun. Trong Yi thought silently. This guy recognized it quickly. The epidemic calmly replied, now the Tay Sun base has been destroyed. There's no need to be sarcastic here. Whatever you want to do is up to you. He said. Zhang Yi turned to urge the view and the word fast. Let's go. I didn't want any trouble and decided to leave. The young man thought, even though there's nothing these two people can do here right now. Pretend to retreat, wait for them to leave and come back. But the tree wants to be quiet, and the wind doesn't stop. The company has just taken a few steps. Then the captain of the court spoke again. Grandfather stood back. Who allows you to leave? Zhang came back to warn. We don't want trouble. If you are wise, don't get in trouble with us. I haven't seen the coffin yet. The face of the captain. Still very boastful. He grinned and asked Zhang Yi. You don't even understand what the current situation is. He said he took out his power to scare the Trong Yi people. The fire was burning in his hand. If for other ordinary people, you might be afraid to pee your pants. The opposite for groups of people. Zhang Yi was unharmed. Captain of the court Chung Kwai, I just want to grab supplies, he said. Tai Sen base was destroyed, but it could be nearby. You must have brought a lot of supplies. From the spring lightning saw the ability to create fire. I was surprised. Mutant. The captain's name was even more boastful. You start talking about mutants. Yes, I am a mutant. You must have heard about the existence of mutants. Kill wretches like you say to me. It's as easy as strangling an ant. Scare for a while, he gathered his power and shouted loudly. Stop talking nonsense. Delivery of supplies. And you get out of here. He clicked his tongue and bowed his head. At first, I didn't want trouble. But you take it yourselves. Don't blame me. There is no other way for you. Know the harm of the divine eye. Just withdrew. The power of the eye works. The bad captain was lost. Head, the red plague splashed in the horror of the two soldiers. Behind. Dried coconut flakes falling on the snow. His eyes can't be closed. I don't know why I slept. The two soldiers haven't recovered yet. After seeing the scene of leaving with my own eyes, the horror of the captain. His body is still there. Dried coconut curl. And suddenly, Big Cat Hoa Hoa gives glistening red eyes. Look at the two soldiers at the base. And jump from the distance to reach them as fast as lightning. It opens its mouth wide with sharp teeth. He swallowed two soldiers in the blink of an eye. There was no sound but a terrifying howl. The two bad guys are dead. Until their hands and feet are gone. Now they too have departed from the world. And suddenly, the meat is too good. It doesn't have any special abilities, so it's sprayed back to raw. Big Cat Hoa Hoa easily butchered two soldiers of the Wu dynasty base. Young people speak up. There is only one mutant among these people. The demon swallowed the power of the bad guy. From the Wu dynasty base. Just controlled the ability to bite the mouth of the young man. Just muttered little too pitiful. He's just a mutant. I woke up not long ago. But dare the tiger to report the weasel. The fat man from Spring thundered. Let's say we're eager to win and find our own way to die. That's right, these arrogant, stubborn young people. Giving yourself the ability is invincible. It's worth dying for. Who'd never experienced a new fight like that? Young people have not experienced life. I just used my space power to clean up my stuff. It seems to be the base of the universe. Never had a major battle. It's new for a low-level mutant like that. Self is very strong. After using the spatial aptitude, gather all the equipment of the Wu dynasty base platoon. Zhang Yi said to go. Fast forward to the Tay Sun base. Clean up the furniture inside. Don't stay here too long. After handling is closed crumbling, Zhang Yi's group of people began to go deep into the Tay Sun base. To prepare for work. A long struggle with the rest of the world. So we're going to make use of what's still in use. Of the Tay Sun base. After a round trip, young man has collected 10 important items. I saw the cars. The fluid immediately opens the singularity. Ra retracts in. It's a cat that's sensitive to everything. Hoa Hoa is evaluated by Trong Duck Imp on this trip. Flowers, you lead? Let the flowers lead. Translation center view. And from Fat started to put lights on to move into the tunnel. See around silent translation. Tell yourself. There's probably no danger. As soon as you get inside, the first sight that caught everyone's eye, it's the bodies that are sprawling. Zhang's group began to use lights around them. Observe carefully. Tay Sun is a large-scale base, complex structure, so it's perfectly reasonable to be careful at the moment. From Fat Street cowered, so when I saw this, it was a bit chills. Big brother, I find that direction a bit murky. It always gives off cold air. Is there something that's not clean? Trong Yi confidently says with the word fat. The living I have, I'm not afraid that something is really unclean. What do you think you can do for me? When you hear fat, you just keep quiet. It's got a little bit of fluid behind it, and it starts moving. To take the time, take a look and get fat. Don't waste any more time in the dike. Go over there and find the weapons depot. After the whole group just walked by, the door to the basement was also closed. After a while searching, Zhang Yi also found the arsenal. The door just opened. That's what surprised the young people. Open your mouth. Uncle View and the word fat are also curious to look at it. Can't believe their eyes. Oh my God, after opening the door, I went inside. The three of them were even more surprised. In front of them is a modern arsenal. The full range of categories. What are tanks, helicopters, missiles, and so on, and clouds. Uncle View excitedly ran to look at Cho's eyes. The second is he tried a weapon to feel it. In the time that's how you get a modern arsenal like this. Then there's really nothing like. It's going to be very helpful for Zhang's team in the coming days. After careful observation, the View confirmed, the weapons are here. It's perfectly suited for a modern division. Meanwhile, Zhang Yi also went to observe around, as far as young people know. This is not just the Tay-Sun base's stockpile. There are certainly weapons in the army. Garrison of Tianhai also shipped here. Zhang Yi and Uncle View are excited because of these weapons. The word fat means something else. Although these weapons are very good, but it's freezing outside right now. They have no land for martial arts. The police also understand this problem. The young man said fat. Waste of words, of course I know. To remember, before being attacked by the guinea pigs, obviously, these weapons don't exist. Obviously, even though there are many, but they can't use it. But it's also true if they can be used. When the army came to attack, the accident prevention department has used it, and we don't have lives left standing here. But nothing is impossible. This translation is quite confident. Things they can't use. It doesn't mean we can't use it. We can deploy the cannons. This tank is on the defensive. It would be a very good defensive weapon. View, after watching around, I see something I really need. I asked for the translation. Zhang Yi, this is very useful for you. Give me two. Happy translation nods yes. No problem, the View. I'll give you two in my own space. When you need it, give it to me. The young man also told me the View. Take a look. If you like anything, just choose it. The young man also added, prepare yourself for later. It will be convenient for you to use when fighting. After the View is selected, then Zhang Yi began to open up space, take back all the weapons. And then Ba started going to other places to look. Let's go ahead and see if there's anything else good. After having obtained the number of modern Kier weapons, Zhang Yi's group of people keep going deep inside to find out what can be used. Go for a while, then people see there's a basement. Fell down by the concrete, right at the entrance. If for others, maybe they will come back with their hands, but everything has a view. The View does not hesitate. Step 2 can. Kier's concrete bars are thrown to the side to clear the entrance. Trong Yi and the word fat can only stand and watch. Support anything. Just for a while, the other side has been viewed flat. It creates an entrance to the basement. Take advantage of time. The movement quickly moved inside. To get inside, from the fat looking at the things around that exclaimed, how is it, old man? These machines are broken. Trong immediately replied, no need to bring the remaining parts back. You may find some useful information. I saw a computer on the table. Come and have a look. After thinking carefully, the young man said the word fat. Especially the computer. Inside may contain some important news, but I haven't discovered it yet. Keep going around looking for. From the fat, suddenly shouted, I hit something that made Cho look fat. What did you hear about fat at the end of the chapter? From fat pointing to the bags that were rolling around on the ground, tell. There's something filthy in there. Dare not come close. He threw a small object hard, towards the pockets. Immediately a bunch of cockroaches crawling out. Remember the epidemic. I've heard salary talk before. This is probably a protein lab, the salary mentioned. Shoulder flapping from fat, explained. Making food from cockroaches and earthworms. There's been a scientific experiment on this from many years ago, even though it sounds disgusting, but the protein content in this is very high. Swinger's smile teased from Chubby. Slowly, your courage is too small. It's like a woman. I'm not afraid of cockroaches from fat shy faces. It's just too sudden to be startled. He walked to a machine. It is believed to be used to produce protein. Thinking silently, if you bring this back, can Six of course fix it? But what to do when it's done? Even if SAO is not harmful, just take it away. Maybe we need to use it tomorrow. After a moment of thinking, decided to collect the Kier machine into heterospatial space. When you're done, the young man urges everyone to leave. Let's go somewhere else. The word fat just came from the cockroaches. These little animals are really scary. They can survive in this harsh environment. If they mutate, they're hard to kill. The flowers go ahead for everyone. 3 people are getting deeper and deeper. The basements of the Tae-sun base. It's moving suddenly. The flower stopped ruffling and screaming. Looks like it's discovered something. Translation center view. And from Fat, see the expression, it's also stuck. Look around. The doctor also felt that there was something abnormal. Since I walked in here, the young man thought, it feels like something is lurking in the dark. It seems to be here. There's actually been some strange transformations. I urge everyone to hurry up. 6. Clean this place. Then get out of here. I have a very bad feeling about this place. I see a warehouse in front. All 3 came to see it. He had no key, so he could only use force to open the door. He twirled his wrists and came over and said, let me try it. The king punched the warehouse door with all his might. However, the door remained untouched. The view is confusing. Why can't this door be broken? The translation immediately explained, the warehouse is not that easy to enter. After a while, Zhang Yi was taken from space. Out a high-heat spray gun. The view just saw it. I said, this is a SAO high-temperature spray gun. Smiling with a confident face. Baby, there's a lot of this in my space. Hold the thermo spray high. Look at you. I'm counting on you. From Fat, I saw Trong Yip give high-temperature spray for the residue. Curious to say, I thought you did it yourself. And frankly, I've never done this before. Experience is not enough. It will be better if you do more. He used to be a security guard. You should know how to use many tools. I'm very good at this job. Give it to my uncle. It's exactly what Zhang Yi said. He holds both hands with a very confident expression. This I know how to use. I've also used electricity before. I'm happy to quickly grab the thermospray, walk to the warehouse door. And then there's the screams that come out of my brain. Due to the VA touch of the thermal sprayer and the warehouse door. Okay. I just used a high-temperature spray. Cut a rectangular line on the door. When you're done cutting, you kick your leg hard. An entrance is immediately opened. The first sight that caught everyone's eye. It's a warehouse full of supplies. All 3 quickly lit up the lights and went inside to observe. Surprised, look at that. There's a lot of good stuff. But right now, Zhuo is keeping an eye on something else. There's something behind the white curtain flying. The curious thought is that, after a moment of careful observation, police decided to step in. Put your hand on the white curtain. The curtain pulls up to reveal a large batch of supplies in front of Zhang Yi. Building materials. I get it. This is the material to repair the Tae-sun base. Even though I've heard the news, the Tae-sun base is about to be repaired, but not translated. I can't believe there's so much material to repair. He looked at the huge amount of material in front of him. I can't help but utter. So much like this. The young man came up and handed out the knock and the pile of supplies. Then confirm. It's all military-grade stuff used to build houses. The construction is very strong. Now, we've got the materials to build our defenses. 1 little hesitation. Rapid expansion of space Ra retracts. Clean it up. Clean it up. These are absolutely essential things to build. Finished processing the gear supplies. So the wind starts to look around. The young man's eyes were glancing at, it's a room. Without hesitation, open the door of a room. Inside, there's a lot of fresh food in the room. Tell me about the view and the fat. There is enough food and drink in my house. This warehouse has food and supplies. You two share it. The view is a bit awkward. You should take most of these things. Even though I work the most. There is no dog. We can't even think about winning. Tae-sun base. The word would also continues. The 2 of us. How much food can you eat? A person who eats 25 doesn't finish. If the old man keeps it, he will come to you later. He walked up to the shoulders of the 2 of them. I see you 2 as family. It doesn't have to be far. I will not forget you 2 if you have good clothes. But you 2 really don't get along to carry a lot of stuff like this, so I'll help store it when I need it. After handling the food and supplies here, let's get back to sex. When all is done, Ba comes back. Before leaving, he did not forget to use stones, closing the entrance to the Tae-san base. The young man thought, it must be sealed carefully. Don't let others get it. Careful capital calculation translation Young people also rely on Fat support. From Fat, you have a little more strength to help me seal this place off. From Fat, he used his ability to control the snow. They closed the entrance to the Tae-san base. The Tae-san base is a very powerful force, so the area here is quite large. It takes a lot of work from wood. Just filled the entrance. And after a while, the fat man has done everything. It was stable. We should go home after that. He took the car and thought to himself. Just killed the Emperor sent too. If aid comes, it's a big problem. Best to leave quickly. Run now, hide this as much as possible. Now the car is speeding on the snow. Take all three back to the mansion.